Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chubby Medic coming to you with a little tutorial on how to change a battery in a G-Shock watch. This watch is specifically the GG-B100. I think it's one of the Mudmasters, the carbon edition. The battery you're going to need is a CR2025. Sorry, in the video it didn't actually show up, but it's a CR2025. Little small flathead screwdriver. Phillips, it's the Phillips 0, but you can probably use the 00. And you need an Allen wrench. This is a 2.5 millimeter wrench. Something with a point. I just use a little thumbtack. Then a set of tweezers. Not really needed, but I'm sure it could help some people. All right. So first things first, there are 4 Allen head bolts that you need to get rid of. I'm pointing to them right now. You need to take those apart. So of course, always lefty-loosey to get them to come out. I will say that some downward pressure into the bolt head is needed to get these to come out for sure, and to come out safely to where you're not stripping the bolts. Nice thing about these, they are all the same size, so if you get them mixed up, that's okay. You don't have to keep them exactly organized. Just keep them safe. That's exactly the reason why I put a microfiber towel down. The pins are quite small. You don't want to lose these bolts. If you want to call them screws, whichever one. All right, so we got this last one out. I'll put them all together here to kind of show you. They are the same length, same pitch, same style head, all the same. I'm gonna set them to the side. Then next, just these little watch band end pieces. It's the spacing that keeps them between your wrists, kind of make this watch a little bit more comfortable. You're gonna pull those down to reveal the pin. There are 4 pins on the watch band itself under these little pieces that are on the edge. What I mean by that is those pieces go from the front of the watch to the side here. You kind of move it out of the way. You can use this little thumbtack here to kind of get it pulled up. I've used the flathead screwdriver. That's what I think worked the best. Once you get it pulled out, you can actually pull it out with your fingers here. I was just kind of showing you that's what you will do to pull it out there. So you have 4 of those. On this one, I end up popping this piece off, which is really easy to go back on, so don't be bothered if it accidentally happens. It's just a smaller Allen key. I'll show you later. So all 4. 2 more on the other side. I notice here that you have to take that Allen bolt off to put that piece back on, but again, no big deal. It doesn't take but a second. So we'll get these last 2 off. There's the other one. And that's all 4. Cool deal. That's removed. All right, now you have 4 Phillips head screws here. A lot of downward pressure. If not, you will end up stripping them. I noticed one of mine started to, especially when I was trying to take it out. So there are 4 of them. Again, you can see how small these pieces are. That microfiber towel just really helps it keep it all together. I recommend getting them used as a placemat. I mean, they have the specific ones built for watches that are made out of rubber or so forth, but this one did the job. All right, I'm on the last one. There's all 4. All right, the backing plate needs to come off. Flathead screwdriver, pull it off just a little bit. Boom, there's a gasket all the way around on the actual watch piece, not the backing, but I set the backing to the side. Then there's this white piece that you're going to remove. So remove that white piece. You can pull it off with your fingers. I'm just trying to be a little delicate here. All right, and then there is the battery. So we're almost done. This little piece right here, you're going to take the thumbtack or something with a nice point and kind of pull it away from the watch face itself, and it should pop the battery up. Once the battery's up, it's connected with a little bit of adhesive on that white piece. I just take the tweezers here, pull the battery off. Just be gentle. I'll jerk it apart. I'll pry it up. I'm showing you that the positive side of the battery goes to the watch back. Negative side of the battery goes towards the watch face. So always try to remember. Here's the new battery. I'll put it in here. It is kind of spring loaded, so just kind of be careful. When you put it back in, you'll see in a second. I go to just right here, I push it down and it kind of pops out. Just kind of push it down and then together, there you go. I use both fingers kind of pushing in. That piece that we used, that little pin, you can use something, just push it back in. I use my finger and the thumbtack. It's nice and in, it's set. Put the backing back on it. Inner piece. Then with this gasket, you have to try to make sure that every single nook and cranny is matched back up, because that is what seals the watch completely from allowing water and debris to come in. So make sure you take your time. You can notice in the video, maybe a little hard to see, but every time you touch it, it kind of moves back and forth. So just take your time. I've had to hold one side, move the other, but take your time and make sure it fits in that groove before putting the watch back together. All right, so it's set. Watch backing back on. And then from there, we're going to put our 4 Phillips head screws back on. That's me just checking the gaps around the entire watch. I kind of hold it down to make sure it's nice and tight. All 4 of these are going to go back on. And some serious downward pressure on these screws. Get them started a little bit, and then you have to really hold them down. I noticed on mine, if you didn't, you're going to end up stripping the Phillips head screws here. So 1, 2, 3. Doing the 4th one. And then I think I go back through and try to tighten them all just a little bit. And just watch your actual screwdriver from rotating too much. You don't want to end up stripping that screw head. And if you do, I think you can purchase them elsewhere, but you want to wear your watch and get it back in service, so definitely don't want to strip them. All right, so that's back on. So now I flip the watch back over. You'll notice the date has been reset. Sometimes you can manually reset it. Sometimes it resets itself once you remove the battery. Button on top left-hand side. You're going to push it in. I think it's 2 seconds. It'll bring you your home time. You're going to set that. Use the top right-hand button to go through. You can use top or bottom, but I just use top right one. Set it to New York. I'm on Eastern time. Go through. You can set all your values, your ketones, your 12 or 24 hour. You can set Fahrenheit, Celsius, your units like feet and that sort of thing. And that's what I'm doing right here. Just working through the menu, resetting all that. Back. Okay, now we're good. We're going to go back to the beginning. Now you're going to hold that top left button again for a good 5 to 6 seconds. It's just me checking the time and noticing. Set the digital time first here, which is no big deal. Just kind of takes 2 seconds. Just be checking my phone to make sure I did it correctly. This is the date. So I'm going to put the date in real quick. I think it's February 5th. All right. Now here's the big thing. You got to calibrate your hand. So hold that top left-hand button for, they say 5 seconds, but I noticed it takes about 6 until you see a 00 flashing. So it says set 00 or seconds 00. All right. Once you hit that bottom left button, the hands will rotate to a certain time. And this certain time is just what the hands are calibrated to. What we're needing to do here is calibrate those hands to where every hand, the hour hand, minute hand, and second hand, are set to 12 o'clock. So this is me getting that Allen key. Oh, sorry. I think I do this first, but hold that bottom right button down until it rotates. You're going to set this all the way to 12. And if you go past, it's fine. Just keep going. So every time you hit the button separately without holding it down in kind of small increments, that's what it does to change it here. So set it directly to 12. Once you're set to 12, hit through, go back to the seconds. You can do this first if you want to, but set the seconds to 12 as well. And your hands are calibrated. Easy as that. It'll actually go through now and set the correct time. And hopefully the digital time and the analog or hand time will be the same. I had to take this little Allen bolt out to put that little fascia piece back on, or I call it the decorative piece. Honestly, it's what it looks like, but it's your bumpers for the front of the watch. It's a 2mm Allen head. So I set this in, again, small little pieces. Definitely the microfiber helps you out with that. So I put it in there. As you can tell, my hands on the watch have stopped spinning. You'll see when I set it down, the time is correct. Time matches, 9:21, matches the actual analog. And then I'm gonna go through and put the watch back together. So make sure you set the print where it says shock resistant and then mud resistant. Make sure if you're wearing the watch, the print is legible. On the pins here, there's a flat surface on one end and then there's a notched surface on the other end. Notched surface is going to go towards yourself. So the smooth end is going to go in first. So that's what I do here. Now I use the tweezers this time. Some people may have to do this, but you can see it's a pain in the butt even to get it with tweezers. I think they make dedicated watch tools for this, but I use the tweezers to kind of set this pin in first. And again, getting that piece where you don't pop it off is a little bit difficult, but get that pin set, push it in with your fingers, and then I take the Phillips screwdriver, push that pin all the way in where it's set. You can use the thumbtack if you'd like. On the next one, I just use my fingers, and you guys can kind of tell, even with my chubby fingers, it kind of fits here. So Phillips screwdriver, push it in, push it all the way in. All right, that's in. Put your piece back on. This is that spacer piece that connects the watch to your wrist. A lot of people say it makes it more comfortable, but it's just a reverse process. We go through and set all the Allen bolts. Again, I just have to say downward pressure or inward pressure into that bolt head will help prevent any stripping. I know some of these watches are pretty expensive, so we want to keep them kind of nice. All we need to do is put that inward pressure, and hopefully that'll help with that. There's the second one. And we're going to the other watch, part of the watch band in. Set our pins. Again, you can see I just use my fingers. Phillips head screwdriver. Second or last pin, second pin on this watch band, fourth toe overall. It's in, and then now all the Allen bolts. So that is the third Allen bolt. Then we have the last Allen bolt. That is replacing a battery on a G-Shock watch. Again, this is specifically the GG-B100, which is a Mudmaster watch, carbon series. They come in different colors and so forth. But after I'm completely done, I just go through and hit all the buttons, try to make sure the compass works, try to make sure that you can, the watch actually functions properly like it's supposed to, light works, changing the time, the steps, and everything. But that's it. All right, guys, thanks for watching. I'm probably going to be doing some more of these, a little task, but again, hope you have a great day.